Donald Trump and his Attorney General Pam Bondi claimed that they were going to be releasing documents connected to Epstein today and the terrible things that he did to so many people, but they completely botched it. They hyped up their supporters and all the followers of MAGA saying this was going to be a bombshell, and then in reality, all the documents they released were a whole lot of nothing. And this has completely angered so many in Congress that are allies of Donald Trump, journalists, quote unquote, that are friends of Donald Trump, conservative creators that are friends of Donald Trump. They're saying this is a total mess. They're criticizing the release. It's just been a disaster for Donald Trump today. So let's just dive right into this story and let me show you everything I got for you. So just for some backstory, this is an article that was released just earlier today that AG Pam Bondi releases, quote, the Epstein files. And you can see all these conservative creators at the White House. A group of conservative influencers left the White House on Thursday afternoon, all holding white binders with the Department of Justice seal. Some of them held up binders to the camera, which showed that they were labeled Epstein Files Phase 1. And you can see sort of in this picture that's what it says, but I have a better picture here for you. These are some conservative influencers. You can see that, that lady in the back has a MAGA hat on. And it's just a very unusual scene that these people are walking out of the White House. Apparently, they met with Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, FBI Director Kash Patel, Attorney General Pam Bondi in the Oval Office. And they're like parading these files around, which apparently include information on horrendous crimes committed against children, and they have like a smile on their face. I mean, look at these people. They're smiling while holding this binder. This is not something we've ever seen in a White House before, where like these creators are given information before the American people. Look, I was invited to the White House under President Biden. I met with President Biden in the Oval Office. None of this crap happened under Joe Biden. None of it. None of it. We weren't given binders to parade around and show off and smile about, especially not binders connected to horrendous crimes committed against the most vulnerable of society. But look at all, I mean, it's just a sickening picture at the end of the day. I put on Twitter that I think these are the biggest losers in America. I stand by that. And here's just an example of one of these creators that was at the White House today. His name is Chad Prather. Peculiar looking as always, saying, today I met with Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Attorney General Pam Bondi, and FBI Director Kash Patel in the Oval Office. I left with an interesting souvenir. The Trump DOJ has everything. The most transparent administration in history. Crazy claim. Pam Bondi confirmed there are thousands of files still held in the SDNY and will be delivered to the DOJ February 28th. And you can get a better look at this binder. Now, here's the thing. None of the information in this binder is classified. And that you can see there's like a declassified logo on the binder. That is not an official declassified logo. Like, basically what Trump and his administration did is just put a fake declassified logo on this binder to make these conservative creators feel as if they're more important and that they have access to this sensitive information. All of this information is not classified. So that's first and foremost. And the information in the binder, we've kind of gotten a view into what was in the binder. And it's a whole lot of nothing. I mean, a whole lot of nothing. For example, here's one of the pages, just completely redacted. There's nothing. There's nothing even to say about this. It's just completely redacted. There is no list here. And here's some more from the binder that we have. We have this page, which is completely black, another page with blacked out information, another page with blacked out information. I mean, there's virtually nothing in these binders. So the White House brought all these creators to the building and gave them these fake binders with fake declassification logos so they can parade it around to the cameras and make it seem as if they're being transparent. I mean, this is just yet another con job by Trump and his administration to buy people onto their side. I don't even know. It's very strange. And as I mentioned, some of Donald Trump's most ardent supporters are turning on him and this effort. I mean, we have Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports. I'm sure many of you have seen him or at least know who he is. He is a Trump supporter, a Republican, and he put out on Twitter today, quote, if I'm going to be fair, these questions need to be asked today. Why is the release of the Epstein list always a shit show? What's the point of booting out undocumented immigrants while somehow being a safe haven for the Tate brothers? And then so far and so much more that he says there regarding other things that are just not on the topic of conversation. But look at that. Why is the release of the Epstein list always a blank show? Why is it always a mess? Even he is criticizing Donald Trump. He rarely does this. We also have Representative Anna Paulina Luna, somebody who's been very vocal about her desire for this supposed Epstein list to be released to people. She's working on a task force to get this done, saying, quote, "I nor the task force were given or reviewed the Epstein documents before being released today." A New York Post story just revealed that the documents will simply be Epstein's phone book, which is what it appears to be, even though a lot of that information is completely redacted. This is not what we or the American people asked for. A complete disappointment. Give us the information we asked for. And, I'm sure you've seen Anna Paulina Luna before. This is no liberal. This is no Democrat. This is, again, one of Donald Trump's most ardent supporters. And she is saying that this is not what we asked for. This is not what the American people asked for. And she's criticizing these conservative creators who got access to this quote unquote information. I'm doing that because there's nothing there, before the American people. And I also thought this was funny that Laura Loomer, I'm sure you know who Laura Loomer is. If you don't, ignorance is bliss in this instance. I'll put it that way. One of Donald Trump's, again, most ardent supporters, sticks by him no matter what. He could say that the grass is yellow. She'd say, yes, sir. She said, quote, "Fire the dumbass who botched the influencer release of the Epstein files today. I mean, the non-release, since we were all lied to." That's Laura Loomer, ladies and gentlemen, saying that this whole release of these files was botched, and that she calls it an influencer release, which I guess is a fair claim to make. Broken clock is right twice a day, isn't it? But insane that, even Donald Trump's most ardent supporters are saying that this is crazy. And so in response to all of the backlash, we've just kind of seen the story and the backlash. In response to all of this, you have to check out what the House GOP posted about these files. It is, when I saw this, my jaw just dropped. They posted this tweet: "Breaking, Epstein files released," and they include this URL link. Now, I'm not going to click on the link because, as you can see from the community note, the link provided does not contain the Epstein files. The link plays a Rick Astley music video instead. If you've ever seen that Rick Astley music video where people get quote-unquote Rick rolled, that's the link. So the Republicans are trolling their own voters about files connected to horrendous crimes committed against children. Is that my understanding here? Is that what that's what? Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page, that this is what this is, and they're getting a tremendous amount of backlash, even from like Christina Pushaw, who works with DeSantis' team, saying there's still time to delete this. A lot of people in the comments are saying not funny at all. You're joking about covering up all this stuff. Why are you doing this? And again, a lot of Republicans in these comments criticizing this. It's like, why, why would they do this? So this is the botched Trump administration effort today. They thought that they could bring in all these conservative creators with their MAGA hats on and say, we have all these files, and parade around these binders to the cameras, and that people would just, buy into it and say, oh, Trump is so great. But no, it's not. It's botched. These creators, as you can see in this photo, a bunch of them are defending it, saying, oh, it's great. They're being so transparent and yada, yada. Donald Trump is the biggest liar of all time, but he's being so transparent. Not at all. Not at all. It's just a failed PR stunt. And, the fact that these, again, I've interacted with some of these people, unfortunately, on social media. They are awful. The fact that some of these people are getting access to the Oval Office and access to the FBI director, the attorney general, the vice president, the president, speaks volumes to how much of a joke the administration is right now. So this is what the Trump administration is focused on. These like strange PR campaigns where they bring in these people to parade around the binders and say all this great stuff about the administration. There are real issues out there. The price of eggs continues to soar. It's like $12 for a dozen right now, or something absurd. Prices in housing and rent continue to go up. Grocery prices continue to go up. Recession fears are going up because of possible inflation. The markets are crumbling right now. The stock markets are terrible. They're significantly lower than when Biden was in office, which is crazy to think about, that Donald Trump has actually lost ground in the market as opposed to gained. But this is what the Trump administration is focused on, and they're not even doing it well. Just totally botched. So anyway, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I hope you enjoyed. I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you staying in the fight, and I really mean that. It's really easy to tune everything out and just go into ignorance is bliss mode, and I respect the hell out of that. Honestly, I do. But I admire you for staying in the fight, staying informed. It's appreciate having you here, and I'm glad to see you back. So anyway, listen, I'll leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Also, drop a like on the video if you did enjoy. It means a lot to me. Also, comment. Let me know what you think about all this. On this video especially, I'm really excited to hear what you have to say. But aside from all that, have an amazing rest of your day and have a good weekend this upcoming, all right?